Here we are. Welcome to the stream, everybody. My name is Tommo1, otherwise known as Tommo F1. And we are here today to talk all about the Italian Grand Prix. Welcome, everyone. How are you all doing? Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me today. It is Thursday. It's Thursday, isn't it? Yeah. Thursday, the 8th of September, 2022. Italian Grand Prix. End of a triple header. Very much on the horizon. So thank you all for coming. Hello, Lysander. Good to see you, mate. Findlay, Rahul, Amelia, Robert, Le, Matthew, Nosage, Professor, Race Control, Martin, Le, Max. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for joining me today. Don't forget to drink water either. Very important. Let's get some relaxed music in the background. Not relaxed. We're vibing today, you know. We're good. Pineapple should not be on pizza, Macca. I completely agree, mate. It's disgusting. It's grim. Tea kind of counts, but there's a lot of caffeine in tea. So you got to be careful, you know. You don't think about that, but there is actually a lot of caffeine in tea. I don't drink hot drinks, really, at all. So it's either cider or water, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, thank you all for coming. We've got a fair bit to cover. Got a fair bit to talk about. There's been some things going on. I've tried chili on pizza. That's fine. But yeah. Right. Round 16 of the 2022 Formula 1 season. Not the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. That was Imola earlier in the year. I'll return to Italy because Italy get 2 Grand Prix. Hashtag blessed. Round 16, Monza. Now, Monza's one of those tracks, right, that for me, as a racing circuit, I don't think it's particularly interesting, right? It's a lot of straight lines, a couple of chicanes, right? But from a entertainment, from a spectacle point of view, it always seems to deliver bangers, okay? So, plus obviously the historical significance of Monza. So yeah, as much as, and also I suppose it really does allow, and obviously we saw that last year, it allows certain car philosophies to really excel more than others. It's one of them tracks that, again, yeah, from a, like, for example, Zandvoort, I think it's a real challenge. It's one of the most physical tracks on the calendar. But then it's not the most exciting race-wise. So it's kind of like the opposite of last week, I think, in terms of like track characteristics. But don't get me wrong, I love watching Monza because it's always exciting. And ultimately, that's the main reason. We're watching to be entertained. Monza is anti-Suzuka. Good racing, but boring to drive. TKF1, mate. That's literally spot on. Because I love Suzuka as a racing circuit. You know, to like race on the sim or whatever. That's great. And like the challenge of qualifying at Suzuka, incredible. Can't wait to be going back. But unfortunately, the racing at Suzuka isn't as exciting as the racing we get at Monza. But again, I think part of that is because Monza does lean into certain strengths and expose certain weaknesses in certain cars. So it'll be interesting to see. I think we'll see a bit more of a, maybe not at the front of the grids, but I think kind of throughout, maybe in the middle, there'll be a bit more going on. Odds on another surprise winner. Hopefully, Jack. That would be sick. But yeah. Last year, we all know what happened last year. Last year, the vibes. were immaculate because a certain McLaren team and a certain Daniel Ricciardo were able to come out on top. That's mad that was a year ago. That feels more than a year ago to me, that Daniel Ricciardo won the Italian Grand Prix. Also, I'm going to ask I'm going to make a poll. What am I going to ask? I'm asking the poll. I was going to ask something about Monza. Do you agree with me that Monza... Nah, it's just a shit part. It's not worth doing. I can't... It's technically less than a year, actually, since this happened. It's crazy. And obviously, last year's McLaren, the fact that Lando was P2 as well, and this wasn't a result that was contrived of like pure luck. Of course that was involved. Of course Max and Lewis coming together, the two title protagonists, helped. But even without that shunt, there was still a chance, especially where Daniel jumped Max at the start last year, and obviously we had the sprint race as well. There was a chance that they would have held on and got the win anyway. This wasn't one of those races that was just a complete, like, not being funny, when Ocon won at Hungary, when, Gasly won, at Monza as well. I feel like those races were more, if you're in the midfield, you have to. But I think McLaren really, that car last year showed some like serious pace, Pole Albon podium. Imagine. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, alright? It's too early for that. So great result for McLaren last year. Great result for Daniel as well. It was a difficult year last year as well. But that car he was able to get into a place, and I think this just demonstrated, I think 2021 last year, Daniel winning, him being able to lead that race and then just command it and just be comfortable. I know Norris thinks he could have had a shot at it, but I think Daniel was on top that weekend. And I think it just demonstrates how important confidence is in a driver like Daniel, because he was feeling at one with that car on that track in those conditions, and we saw what he can do. Unfortunately, we haven't seen that anywhere near enough in the McLaren, hence why he's losing his seat there. I just hope that, because this current McLaren isn't built for Monza. I don't think McLaren are going to have a great weekend. But I just really hope that Daniel does one on Lando this weekend. I think he really, he needs this. He needs that. And Daniel's going to have, there's going to be a lot of emotions for him coming back to Monza after last year. I just really hope, nothing against Lando, obviously. Just for Daniel's sake, I hope he does a job on Lando. I really do. But we'll see. It remains to be seen. Now, driver W's, L's of this weekend. What do we think going into this race? Because again, this is a very different circuit, to the vast majority. So maybe we're going to see some teams and cars excelling that we don't typically. This is what you lot think. Your predictions for this Italian Grand Prix. Driver of the weekend, Fernando Alonso, takes 20% and wins ahead of Max Verstappen and Alex Albon. You better be right. I swear to God, Alex, man. I will lose my mind. I can't even. The anticipation. I don't know, man. We'll see. I might do a quali stream this weekend. Hannah's away this weekend, so it's just me and Minton, and I might just do a quali stream. I don't know, because I just feel like if Williams are going to turn up on any track, and you know what as well, what I'm going to say as well, Latifi. Monza, Latifi last year was Latifi's best performance in a Williams, I think. Do you because what let me double 21 Italian Grand Prix. Let me remind you what happened, because he beat George, and it was fairly on merit. So Latifi got P16 in quali, George got P15. So beaten by Russell, fair in qualifying. But then sprint, he finished ahead of George, because I think Nicky had a good start. And then in the race, George finished P9, Nicky finished P11, but George got lucky with the pit stop. I definitely remember he got lucky with the pit stop, and Latifi was right up there. So P11 in the end for Latifi, almost points for Latifi. Even though he scored points at Hungary, I think this Monza was the performance, So given that, I think not just for Albon, I think Williams' expectations should be high. Okay, I'm excited. Is Gio FP1 for this weekend in Haas? Good question. It is Italy, isn't it, that Giovinazzi is doing FP1 for Haas? Nice. Good. Excellent. Why are people asking about the graphics? I need to... Is my mic being a bit weird? It's on the same settings it always is, so I don't know. I feel like I might get a new microphone at some point, because I don't really think I like this one anymore. But we'll see. Yeah, so we'll be seeing Giovinazzi on track this weekend. Obviously, Italian driver at the Italian Grand Prix. Makes sense. And Nick De Vries for Aston Martin. True. You got Nick De Vries for Aston Martin. And by the sounds of it, Pierre Gasly might not be racing this weekend. He's got a fever, apparently. He's not doing press duties today. I'm sure he's just resting up to see how he feels. But there is the potential. Obviously, get well soon, Pierre. But there's a potential we might not be seeing Pierre Gasly this weekend either in the AlphaTauri at all. We'll see. So, AlphaTauri's reserve. I did the maths on Twitter. Hang on, let me get the. Hang on. Give me a sec. I did the maths on Twitter earlier, and I'll get like a little screen share going there. Right, where am I? Hello, I'm here. Window capture. I want to capture this window, and then I want to trim this here. Put this there. Boom. Yeah, so I did the maths using my now incredible understanding of super license points after yesterday's video. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, by the way, watch it after this. Okay, we talk all about Colton Herta and super license points. But yeah, if he can't race, so Liam should have, from what I've worked out, 12 points from his P2 in DTM. 4 points from his P9 in F2 last year, 12 from his P5 in F3 in 2020, 7 from his P2 in the Toyota Racing Series in 2020, and then 10 for winning the Toyota Racing Series in 2019. So he should have enough super license points to be able to jump. And F1 Manager has Liam Lawson listed as the reserve driver as well. So I'm pretty sure it will be Mr. Liam Lawson. Colton Herta. Exactly, Hammer time. Hammer time. Just get rid of the H. Don't need it. Who needs the letter H in their life? It's just an unnecessary letter. Okay? Yeah. Right, yeah, team of the weekend, no surprises. Red Bull, race winner, no surprises. Max Verstappen, they are very good on a straight line, and Monza is pretty straight line. In fact, looking at, I saw, let me see if I can find it actually. I saw a Red Bull rear wing. I saw a tweet showing that it looks like Sergio and Max are running different rear wings. And actually, Max's looks quite high downforce. I can't seem to find the tweet that I saw. Never mind. But I guess obviously if they've got good straight line speed, then they can potentially add a bit more wing, so that gives them a bit more performance. And as long as they can match everyone else in the straights, like DRS, and then get away in the slow speed stuff, we'll see. And they are, I think they're still running different floors. Checo chose to have the old floor because I think he preferred it, from what I saw anyway. I don't think it's because of the cost cap. I'm pretty sure I read, I don't quote me on this, I'm pretty sure I read that he wanted to have the old floor. But we'll see. Oh yeah, the Ferrari truck caught fire as well. Yeah, drama. Struggle of the weekend. You lot have gone for Daniel, which, I mean, I hope you're wrong. It's understandable given the current form we're seeing from Danny Boy. But we'll see. Charles Leclerc's down there as well, and then Checo and all. But isn't it the other one? I thought it was. I don't know. I thought it was Checo who wanted the old floor because he was more comfortable with it, but I don't know. I'm probably wrong. But a lot of expectation for Alpine this weekend, given Alonso drive of the weekend and Alpine team build. It's nice to see, someone other than Verstappen getting love for driver of the weekend, because it is pretty. It's pretty nailed on that Max is gonna probably win, isn't it? Fair play to him. He's smashing it. Right. More things to talk about. Well, look, I think the biggest kind of what's happening at the minute is the whole Gasly Herta situation. Again, I cover the whole kind of, not so much the Gasly side, but more the Herta super license side in yesterday's video. So give that a watch. I did it as a live stream and wanted to see how that performed. Didn't do very well. Re-uploaded it as a video. It's doing better than it was as a live stream, but still not very good. Oh, it's fine. It's all learning. I'm still learning this YouTube game, because I would just thought a live stream would just do as well as a video after the fact, but it actually doesn't, seemingly. But anyway, did you see Will Buxton's tweet today? I did actually. We'll talk about that. We got some time now to talk about all this stuff. So I guess kind of first and foremost, it's the whole Gasly Herta situation. Now, from what I've seen, what I've read, the kind of most recent update is that Gasly is the preferred option for Alpine. But him leaving and going to Alpine is relying on Herta being given clearance to go from IndyCar to AlphaTauri. Even though he's only got 32 super license points, you have to have a minimum of 30 to be considered, but 40 is automatic. I explained in yesterday's video why, if the job of a super license is to determine whether a driver has demonstrated the aptitude, then there is zero doubt that Herta should be able to race in Formula One, and this is a good opportunity to revise how super license points are allocated specifically to IndyCar. Could say the same for Super Formula as well. These non-FIA championships aren't getting the recognition they deserve, because that is the purpose of a super license, is to determine aptitude, and it shouldn't be biased towards FIA series. It should just be that. It should be a license, as far as I'm concerned. And you might say rules are rules, but the rules are wrong. The rules are wrong. So change the rules. They're human-made rules. They changed they only changed the rules because of when Max came in when he was 17. And they were like, "Oh, we probably shouldn't have a 17-year-old without a driving license coming into F1 again." But yeah, the rules are wrong, so change them. FIA, pull your finger out. But yeah, I think the Gasly to Alpine move, I think it makes sense from Alpine's point of view. I think you've got Pierre, who's good, 5-6 years younger than Daniel. I think that we all know that his future's not a Red Bull. I think that's clear to see. I don't really understand why. I don't really get, personally, why Red Bull won't just let Gasly go to Alpine regardless of the hurt thing, because I do think that I don't know, like Gasly's not going to get into Red Bull. It's not going to happen. It just isn't. So I just feel like just let him go. Just let him go. That's the way I see it anyway. And then Herter coming. I mean, look, Herter's really exciting. You know, he's done bits in IndyCar. You look on the face of it that he's he finished third, he finished fifth, and he finished seventh. So, but it's like IndyCar's like there's so much more challenge to IndyCar. There's so much diversity of types of tracks. I mean, if you took away the ovals, Herter would have finished second twice, and he'd have more than enough super license points. So, yeah, I mean, I think you have to look at it. You have to dig a bit deeper sometimes to actually get the whole. If we were talking about who deserves, because also someone made a really good comment on yesterday's video. Actually, we use the word deserves too much. I think we should use the word earned instead. I think Colton's earned the opportunity, given his drives. I think deserves implies a bit of like entitlement, you know. But I think when you say someone's earned something, I think that's a fair way to put it. Why am I standing? Because I've got a standing desk, Fabian. And I don't want to be sat down all day. Otherwise, I've already got a slip disc in my back. Thank you, Snivels, for the 140s, mate. Thank you. Just amend the super license rules to make IndyCar points the same as F2, and Herter will get the super license legitimately like he was supposed to. IndyCar should have at least the same allocation as F2. I'd argue more, but just give it the same. I think that's fair. But yeah, I think he's earned the opportunity for sure. He's proven his talent, no doubt in my mind. But then again, and you mentioned some tweets earlier, so let's go and dig the tweets out that we're talking about. So there's been some words. So we'll get our William Buxton first and foremost. Let's get his tweet up earlier where he's talking about. Hang on, here we go. Right, there's this one. Get the old screen share up again. Right, so according to Will, who's obviously in the paddock, so he's got IndyCar's not overrated, Papa. It's really not. It's really not overrated. Definitely not, Papa. The Gasly Hurt story seems to be going off the ball, with Alpine seemingly no longer confident they'll get the Frenchman. So it's not so much that they don't, but I get it from Alpine's point of view, right? Because you know they're kind of waiting on this whole Colton Herter. Is he going to get the super license? If they don't think he's gonna, then they need to act, and also. It's one thing to say, oh, we'll just wait till the end of the season to do it, but there are these FP1 run-outs, right? There are these critical FP1 run-outs that teams need to use, and Alpine haven't done any yet, right? I think I'm correct in saying Alpine haven't used any of their FP1 run-outs. Yeah, I can't speak today, man. I think that, yeah, I don't know. I think the sooner you get that tied up and the sooner you get it kind of sorted, the better. But yeah, Doohan is quietly moving into prime position to jump from F2. And the thing is, like, Doohan, how could anyone really dislike Ocon, Juan? What's there to dislike? I mean, to be fair, he can be a bit rude to his teammates, but I want to do a video about that, actually, whether that is a myth or not. Considering it's his rookie season, Jack Doohan's actually doing a very good job, and he's firmly like woken up since this Alpine seat became available. He won in Spa, didn't he? And he's given a good account of himself. Didn't he get punted in? Yeah, he got punted out, didn't he, as well at Zandvoort? You might say Doohan isn't ready, but again, if Doohan can get a super license, then Colton Herter, like, come on, surely. Talking about options, also Philip Alton, shouting out Filipa Drogovic. Schumacher, I just don't understand. I don't like Schumacher's not shown enough. I just don't understand how, given what we've seen, like Schumacher just had a bit of a poor season last year, and over the course of this entire year hasn't really impressed that much. Like, he's had his odd moments, but I just don't think that's the right. Like, if I'm Alpine, I'm going for Gasly. I'm going all in on Gasly for sure. I think Ricciardo, the more I think about it, the more I just think that I think Gasly's the more exciting option. I think we would see a better Daniel Ricciardo, but I think Gasly's he's quite a bit younger than Daniel, and given the risk you are inherently taking with Danny, I think it's I think Gasly's the right shout. Could they steal Teo from Alfa Romeo? I mean, I've talked about that as well, but I think Teo is also very raw. He's rapid, but he is guilty of overshooting. There's compelling arguments you can make for a lot of people at the end of the day, but we'll see. Apparently, Albert, there we go. This guy's always got the. Someone said that Albert tweeted something. This looks like it could be it. Oh yeah, he's already translated it. Sadoon's already got a super license. That's mad. This is what I mean about the whole super license thing. You're telling me that, like, and Jack Doohan's doing a great job in F2, but just off of his career up to and including Formula 3, he's already got a super license. That's crazy. And again, and we're seriously debating whether Colton Herta has done enough to deserves one. Like, come on. That's crazy. Look, we'll see. There's a lot to be said, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see this weekend who does replace Gasly if Gasly can't drive. Hopefully he can. Rest up, Pierre. I'm sure you're watching. And yeah, we shall see. Doesn't it free practice FP? I was thinking that Jolly Ollie. Free practice F1 sessions. I think you get 1 point per session. Is that correct? Can you? Because you're very good at telling me when I'm wrong. So I think it's 1 point. I thought it was. Thank you, Yo-Yo. Yeah. The longer time goes on, the more I do, and the fact that Daniel has also kind of, come out and acknowledge that, oh, yeah, maybe, I could take a sabbatical. Doesn't look good, I'll be honest. I don't think it looks good. Gasly's not very well. Pierre's not very well. He's got a fever or something. So he might not be able to race this weekend. Hopefully he will, but we'll see. Right, okay, I think we're done, everyone. We're just under half an hour. No point waffling any further. Thank you all for coming. I might do a quali stream on Saturday. I don't know. I might not. Depends if I can be asked. But don't forget, on Sunday, the last lap live. And this weekend, we've got me, Niren's back. We've got Aravon, and we've got Blake, otherwise known as Break F1. Legends. Break F1. If you don't follow him now. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Appreciate you all taking the time. Thank you, Emperor Lysander. Blake Lively, not Blake Lively. Thank you, Jolly, Leo, Jake, Professor, Mark O'Neill, Epic Gamer Boy, great name, Alexander. You're late, mate. You can watch it back. It's calm. Don't you worry. All right. Cheers all for coming. Stay safe. Be well. Be happy. Stay hydrated. and I will see you when I see you. All right, keep an eye on the channel. Goodbye, everyone. Ciao, adios. I am done.